It's been almost 10 or 11 months that I've done a podcast with Smith, but today we're going to run up like a crazy podcast. It's going to be probably almost 2 hours if I'm mistaken, but it's going to be a banger, so stay tuned. Smith, what are we thinking?
Good, listen.
Almost a year. 10, 11 months since time we did like a video. A lot of things has changed, but I just want you to like kind of walk us through what have you been up to this past year?
So we did a March. So March is when I came back from a big travel trip in early 2025. So I did Miami. I went to Miami because of the fires. So I went from Miami to Croatia to Cape Town to Serbia to London to Miami and then back to LA. And then I got a place in downtown for a month. Then I moved back to the Valley for March. Then April, nothing necessarily big happened. March, I started working with a couple people that I can get into, I guess, if I was like, just like how it worked with working with them, but that's like a conversation for a little bit later. So basically, April, nothing too much happened. March, April. May, I was just working. I was just really doing quality of life shit. So like every day I'd go play I'd go like the football pitch. I'd just play by myself, meet some random people to play with. I'd always play with like this random group of Russian dudes. Then end of May-ish, I went to Europe again, and I went to Croatia. So Croatia, then I went to Romania, then I went to Switzerland, then I went back to Romania, then I went to London, then I went home. And then that was in July. Then in July again, I went to Italy, I went to Rome, then I went to Paris, and then I went back to LA. And then that was like, I'm done with traveling, kind of. And then July, everything until like August was somewhat stagnant. Then in August, September 1st, I moved to Austin, Texas. And that was just like work. I didn't put any energy into like anything else. So it was just like all of my energy was just going into work. And we scaled pretty heavily, and I'm super happy about that. And then now, or in November, I flew my entire team to LA. We got a crib out here in like Hidden Hills area. So we did that. Then flew back to Austin. Then me and my business partner, we went to the Alps. We went to Zurich, and then we went to Grindelwald, which is like where all the Alps are. Duke Dennis was there, funnily enough, same time we were there. And then where did we go back? I flew to LA from Switzerland, then I came back to Austin, and I worked, and now it is February, and I'm back in LA, and I plan on moving back. Okay. So that's where I'm at.
Sick.
Life-wise.
So you've been moving really, really fast. I was thinking when I was driving here, like speed is very, very important. And I know like whenever like you're in the motion and you're constantly going, things just started happening in your favor. So what's been your experience with like just constantly being in motion? Like how does that benefit you so far?
I kind of view it as like, imagine if there was like dollars falling from the sky and you're relying on like the wind, right? So it's like if there's dollars falling from the sky and you're staying in the same spot, you're only going to get the dollars that are falling in vicinity to you. So if you're moving super fast, you're running all over the place, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're going to go to a million different locations. You're going to be able to kind of grasp everything. Like think of it, you've ever been in like those little dollar machines that like a bunch of wind comes in like an arcade?
Yeah.
And like a bunch of dollars come in, you like grab all the money, whatever. It's literally like that. So if you're moving quick, you can't miss anything. And you learn a fuck ton. There's a fuck ton of life experience that goes into like traveling, perspective, lessons you learn, and just overall life experience. So I think people should have I view it as like this. So I got money to be free. Then I traveled, and I had this version of myself that wanted to travel so bad for the freedom aspect, because everyone has like a why for why they make money. And you have to go deeper. It's called like a compensatory drive vacuum. So it's like something that you lacked in childhood, maybe your parents didn't give you. So I never had like certainty or freedom as a kid. I had like a shitty ass childhood, so I just like had to go, and I wanted freedom to control what I did, when I did it, and what happened. So that's what traveling was for me, was feeding that younger version of myself that didn't get that. Was like spending money, doing whatever the fuck I wanted, whenever the fuck I want. Now, got to a point where I realized that traveling wasn't conducive to productiveness. So I wasn't productive when I was traveling, and I wasn't scaling. It was plateauing and sometimes even declining. So I said, wow, that's not too good. So I made it a mission to like feed this version of myself, this archetype of my identity of traveling to where it doesn't care anymore. And now all I care about is getting more and working fucking hard. So that's when I moved to Austin, was when I was like, I don't care about quality of life, which I think is very important, and that's why I'm moving back to LA. But I didn't really care about quality of life or anything like that. I was like, I just want it so bad. And that's when I went to Austin. And for context, for the past 5 days, my blinds have been down. I was sitting on the roof getting sun. I had my shirt off, I was just getting sunlight because that was my first time seeing the sun in 5 days. I've had 5 meals in the past 5 days, and I slept 3 hours last night, and I'm just like, it's literally just been work. So that's where, dude, this guy pulls up, he goes, yo, bro, you look tired. But like, it probably is true. I didn't sleep the best last night, but I'm still like busy fucking morning so far. But yeah, I fed that archetype of myself as much as possible to where I didn't have to scratch that itch anymore. And the next itch is fucking climbing levels. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Life-wise, it's like just, you know?
So you're saying you had to feed that younger yourself, like your younger version, to like go through like around the world, travel constantly to like actually experience it. And then I feel like it's part of like life that you need to go through the other side to experience it. Mm-hmm. And then you have that retrospective like understanding of, okay, you know what, I experienced this, but now I need to do this. A lot of people, they either stay in this box or that box, and they
think about it, like, you know Dan Bilzerian?
Yeah.
Like Dan Bilzerian has a wife now, and he's like monogamous. But Dan Bilzerian had like a 10-year period where he was making a fuck ton of money, throwing parties and having sex with like 20 girls a day.
Yeah.
So, and he talks about it, and he basically said it was because, and you can say like what you want about the guy. I think he's just like, he's very honest. That's what I like about him. But think about this, is he said the reason he, fell into infidelity or like hedonism was because he never got girls in high school. Mm. So he wanted to get rich, famous, and jacked so he could get girls. Not because he saw value in what it was, but so he could feed this the compensatory dry vacuum that he had, which was lack of validation or attention from women. Now he got all that. Granted, it took him 12 years to realize, but now he's fed that archetype. Obviously, it shouldn't take you 12 years to realize, but fed that archetype, and now he's one woman. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example of somebody else. So that's exactly what it is. Okay,
so basically from what you're saying is that you need to go and really fit this archetype that you're saying, this character that you really want to build, fit this character, and then evolve to a new version that's already experienced that, basically.
Pretty much.
Different layers
You're scratching the itch.
Yeah.
But it depends on what it is. I mean, I'd much rather, I've had my period in time where I've been like super womanizing, or like I did like this with different girls, and it's empty and it's vapious and it's not worth it, but it's like, at least I didn't have to go to, and no hate to Dan, at least I didn't have to go to his level to like realize that.
Yeah.
But do I think it should take you 12 years and like thousands of girls to realize that? Most likely not, It's just about when you, see, and that's why I'm bringing it up, is because most people don't understand that. So if I tell them they understand it, then hopefully anybody who's watching this is going to realize what they need to do. And I can either A, take the value from the podcast, recognize it, and like just get rid of it, or I can, obviously if it's not a bad thing, then I can go scratch that itch and then be more productive.
I see. So you're just basically saying it takes for some people shorter and some people longer, and some people realize it like maybe after 4 or 5 girls. Some people
realize it when they're too late.
Girls. Yeah,
dude, and like that's why people who never got validation, and that's why I think it's very valuable to have like friends and like have a girlfriend when you're like building or scaling, whatever it may be, is because people will be like 40 in Las Vegas with 15, 18-year-olds. You have no kids, no wife, no house. You're the weird 45-year-old that hangs out with, seniors in high school that wants to fuck them. That is how you end up like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, but I also think with like one example, because a lot of people's vices are women, but I think it's like not wanting something is the same thing as having it. So I think the easiest way to do that would just be not care about women so much or not chase. So it's like not wanting something is the same thing as having it. So it's like law of detachment. You see what I'm saying? It's like you go to the grocery store, you're hungry, you're going to buy everything. You want to go to the grocery store on a full stomach so you get what you actually need. So it's like that kind of scenario to where it's like, if you don't want, it's like the same guy who doesn't give a fuck to travel and enjoys every day that he lives where he lives, it's the same joy that I get from traveling. He has that. He already has it. So people are different.
How important it is for you to like really follow your authentic internal GPS system. Because, you know, everyone has like a set of desires, a set of direction that they really want to take their life based on. It can be their self-image, their level of self-love that they got whenever they're kids. Like some want status, they want like admiration from other people. How important it is to like actually follow that internal GPS system.
I told a guy in my program this because he's like hasn't like made it yet, but he goes. I told him I go, you're always right. Like 99%. Like if you are on the come up, you cannot second guess yourself. Because you're gonna have to fuck up so many times, but you have to do everything with so much conviction. Your gut is everything. So it's like you are, and that's like it's such a. I can't really elaborate on it. If you understand, you understand it. But it's like you are always right. Like me second guessing myself, thinking, is this the right move? If it wasn't the right move, then I fucked up and I learned. And now I have more experience and more wisdom and more knowledge on what I was trying to do. So then I try again, but differently. And then you just spin the slot machine until it works out. So it's like I didn't get to anywhere by like thinking that I was wrong. You see what I'm saying? It's like you are always fucking right.
That conviction has to be there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you can't sit there and like, it's just weird. But it's like you have to have like a weird mindset to where it's a specific mindset. But it's like you are always right. It's like, is this the right thing? It's like, well, fucking do it. You see what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people, you know, like we've talked about this in the last podcast, they go from this business model to that business model. They think like each of them has like is going to be basically way better for them, but they don't realize the only person that's going to make it work is them.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
And it still goes into they're always right. Because let's say if you were trying agency, or let's say you're trying X business model and you want to switch over to Y, and your gut intuition, right? You're always right. You're always right. So you say, okay, well, I think that I'm right, so I'm going to do it. Even though it's the most retarded thing you could possibly do, you have so much conviction. You're fucking up, but you believe you're right. So you do it, then you realize you were wrong. Now you have perspective. So no matter how you approach any situation, I'm always right, I'm always right, I'm always right, I'm always right. And if you fuck up, you weren't necessarily wrong. You were wrong, but you learn from it, and then you grow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so there is no way of actually failing. It's just lessons.
Yeah, there's literally no way of failing.
Literally, yeah.
So
it's kind of like that GPS direction, like automatically, like just redirects itself. Like, you know, you do
I've
this,
seen that.
you learn, and you go to like a different route.
GPS doesn't say figure it out. It just redirects. The GPS doesn't admit it was wrong.
Yeah.
It just redirects itself.
There we go.
And that's you.
You know, I know, like, I'm glad you brought this to the relationships and the dating part. And, you know, we had like a small situation like a couple months ago that, you know, people were talking about the podcast clip that we had that, you know, like we were talking about how, like, you know, girls going to parties while you're in a relationship is a bad thing. And that was sort of like controversial. I didn't understand. But it was something that a lot of girls literally accepted that they were actually supporting. They literally send me messages. They're like, I fuck with your message. I fuck with the things you guys shared in the podcast. Yet we had people on the public, a very small group of percentage, talking shit about that specific clip that we were like, you know, like if you go to that party, you're going to be single. So what's your take on that?
Well, it just comes down, and this comes down to relationship, right? It doesn't matter if it's a party. It doesn't matter if you say a specific word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have a reaction, right? Like if like for example, right? It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. The party thing was an example, but people tie themselves to hedonism, which is why they made it such a big deal, right? People would much rather attack somebody than admit that they were wrong and really try to understand. Before people understand, they criticize. So the biggest thing with that is it doesn't matter if it's a party, if it's your reaction to something, or if it's the clothes you wear. It's your partner doesn't like something. And and it comes down to this specific situation. You can either A, think that their feelings about what you're doing is not worth, or is more, you going and doing whatever you want to do is more valuable than, you value that more than their feelings. So it doesn't even matter about a party. If your partner feels, your girlfriend, your boyfriend feels bad about the XYZ other person going to a party, then respect that. Don't go to the party. But it could also be wearing a fucking red hat. If they don't like you wear red hats, do you value wearing red hats more than their feelings? You see what I'm saying? So it could be with any situation. It was just a specific example that seemed to piss people off, but it doesn't even make that much sense because it goes with anything.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sagging my pants and my girlfriend doesn't like it, I don't like you sagging your pants. I can either A, keep sagging my pants, which would signal that I don't value how she feels about it. I value sagging my pants more than how she feels about it. Or I can pull my fucking pants up because I care about her. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could be applicable to anything.
You know what's crazy? People were saying that's controlling, but I would argue that's the complete opposite of controlling, because you're saying this is what I prefer. Now the choice is yours.
Yeah.
There's like, it's not like we're hosting
balls in your court.
Yeah, like it's not like keeping someone as a hostage in the house. It's just them literally having the choice to do whatever they want to do.
And it's like, it shows the values, you know? It's like if I, for example, if my girlfriend didn't like me wearing red hats, then I'd stop wearing red hats. It's not controlling. And if I kept wearing red hats, then she'd know that I value wearing red hats more than her feelings.
Yeah.
And then she can do with that information what she wants. That's all it is. That's how you find people to get in relationships with.
Yeah. It's just crazy how a lot of people, they fail to kind of observe things without their own filter. They just have to see through things their own filter, and they fail to kind of pull themselves out of that little plug.
I've had experiences like that where not even like girls, bro, guys. Like, people think, like, there's a specific archetype of people that think that, like, they live a certain way, but they are judgmental, but they also, like, they think that everybody else should live the way that they live life. And if you don't live your life the way that they think life living should be, then they criticize you for it. And I had some like, even guys, like, actually it was like a problem or whatever. I'm not friends with, whoever anymore, but it was like a situation.
Yeah, it's just like whenever you speak through the videos, I'm sure, like, no matter what type of content you're making, it's that you're speaking to their belief systems. You're speaking to their perception of life. It's not like you're just bringing up like a little point. You're literally challenging their belief system. So like the moment they feel like something is slightly misaligned with their view of life, triggered.
Yeah.
And then they automatically get reactions, and then suddenly there's like an outrage. It can be like politics.
People don't like sports, unfamiliarity.
Yeah.
They're just, like, and people don't like being challenged. Like, if you were the one person on the planet that everyone clapped for and said, you're right, you'd feel great. No one likes being wrong, but it's like, if you can accept you're wrong, like, that's what I was talking about. I did a YouTube video, just sit down, and I said, the title of it was, Everything is Fake and Nothing Matters. And I said that, one thing I said in the video was like, the moment you can learn to argue with yourself and debate yourself is when you're truly free. Because people think that, people focus so much on the present, but the present, either good or bad, is going to be gone anyways. So people value so much. It's kind of, this is an unpopular thing to talk about. Stop valuing the present so much. Good things, you value them present. You enjoy them because you know that the rain is coming. When shit's bad and the rain is here, you know for a fact a good day's going to come. Regardless, just statistically, it's going to come eventually. You see what I'm saying? But people value the present a lot more, and one thing I said was, like, once you learn to debate yourself and argue with yourself, that's when you're truly free in your mind, because you are not your thoughts, you are the observer of your thoughts. Thoughts are not reality. Thoughts are things, they're emotions, they're beliefs. So if I'm thinking something, just because I think that, it doesn't mean that it is true, right? And how do we think things? The way the mind works is you take data points and you come to a conclusion. That initial conclusion is not reality. You can sit here and debate yourself. You can sit here and argue with yourself. You sit down with yourself for a fucking 30 minutes. You say, I have this problem. I'm thinking this about my reality or my life. And I can sit here and use logic. And I say, this is emotional. This is illogical. This is X, Y, Z. And crush that belief system or crush that thought. Because thoughts are not you. You are your own, like, you are a conscious manifestation of flesh. You are consciousness. You are a soul in a flesh manifestation. We are humans. I'm not my fingers. Right? I'm controlling my fingers, but they're not me. I'm my mind. You see what I'm saying? So mental-wise, the moment you have entire control over your mind, and this is a skill that you have to build up, is being critical about your own thoughts. Because your thoughts are not reality. Does that make sense? You are the observer of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts aren't reality. Your thoughts aren't anything. They're just thoughts. They're not right. They're not wrong.
You're just a set of clouds that just come and go.
It's just, you get data. And it's like, that's why people end up overthinking, is because they get a thought, and it's like, you can drill down the positive, you can drill down the negative. You're overthinking a specific situation. It's like, well, oh, this worst case, or it's like, well, good case. We'll just wait and see what happens. That's why I say don't value the present so much. Because people get so caught up in some bullshit that happens in their life, and they think about it, creating excess potential towards it, more energy to it, powering it more, whatever it be. But at the end of the day, present is fucking finite. You see what I'm saying? You have to be grateful you woke up, but it's like, enjoy the present, but it's like, present is finite. And especially people focus on it so much that one, they take, when the good things are there, they take it for granted. And when the bad things are there, they think it's the end of the world. Like the moment you have actual control over your mind is when you can debate yourself. You understand that thoughts are not reality. You are the observer of your thoughts.
Yeah.
And you can debate yourself and argue with yourself and come to new conclusions. So.
Absolutely. Like a lot of people, they act based on emotions. They're like, oh, I feel this, so I'm going to fuck up my diet. I'm going to not work. I'm going to go to club and drink. Like all those things, as you said, it's just set of thoughts, set of feelings. They're there, but doesn't mean you should act on them. Doesn't mean you should completely ruin your life because of that. And one thing I was going to say is that whenever you talk to camera, like for your content, we talk to people to their level of consciousness. So sometimes we say some things and it bounces from a head, there goes somewhere else, or it doesn't even register. Sometimes it might register, but it's not quite there. Or sometimes it's gonna like make people like furious. It's gonna make them enraged because, like I realize personally, is that if they're consciously not in a certain level to receive the information you're giving, no matter what type of proof you show, no matter what you say, they're just not gonna get it because
it's like
they
when
haven't eternally developed yet.
It's like when a white dude is yelling at a fucking Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Sir, do you have directions? Okay. Direction. Like you're yelling in English. It's not going to help him he doesn't fucking speak English.
Yeah.
That's exactly, it's true. Yeah.
It doesn't land there. It's not there.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, they fail to like bring themselves out of that equation. They're like, okay, I might be right, I might be wrong, but let me just hear out what this guy is saying. Like a lot of people don't have the ability to kind of be neutral about the information they're given.
Well, this is like the biggest
emotional.
pill to swallow is that everyone is in a bubble. Everyone's naive. You're naive, you're ignorant, and you live in a bubble. I'm naive, I'm ignorant, I live in a bubble. Everyone watching this is naive and ignorant and lives in a bubble because if you think about it, we think the things we do, we believe the things we believe because we've lived one life and we have these experiences. So whatever belief systems you have come from childhood, come from teachers, friends, experiences, getting rejected, making out with the girl you like, whatever. Those are your belief systems. So the biggest thing is that no matter what happens, it's just one of those situations to where you live in a fucking bubble. You don't know what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? You are naive because you lived one life. You've only seen the world through your own experiences. In a dream world, right, the guy with the most wisdom on the planet is the guy who's lived lives of all 8 billion people. The man with the most wisdom, Christ. But if there was like a hypothetical scenario where one guy lived lives of every 8 billion person, he'd actually be right. He would be right. His judgment would be the best. But every person has lived their own life. That's why I'm a very judgmental person. You can criticize people, but you can't judge them, right? You can't you can't think this person is doing bad things because they want to do bad things. You just have to say, hey, they're doing bad things because they don't know any better. You see what I'm saying? You don't attribute malice what can be attributed to incompetence. So it's like you have lived one life. You live in a fucking bubble. So your belief systems and the way you view the world is catered to your life. So if you can sit there and how would I think about this if I was just an entity? I had no experiences ever in my life.
There we go.
You take yourself out of your fucking mind. You take any opinions, political opinions, belief systems, whatever it may be. You just dissect yourself from your mind, look at it from a third-party perspective, and you just sit there. And that's why most people are way better at giving advice than taking it. Or way people are better at giving advice when they should follow their own advice. You know?
Yeah. Have you heard about the Allegory of the Cave? I'll show you the picture. You'll understand. So it's essentially this one. So you see, there is people underneath over here, and there's like a fire casted a shadow here. People think this is the reality they're seeing.
Yeah.
See the people right here. This is the
reality. You gotta
reality.
throw that up. That's perfect.
Yeah, this is their literally a reality. There's people, and it's funny because the sun over here represents the fire over here represents the sun. You see people over here, they have like shadows casted. They're up there. There's a whole different reality up there. And there's people over here that they think this is the reality. Meanwhile, there's people, holding signs and, whatever they're holding because of the light of the fire, and there's shadows. So they think this is the reality. But in reality, up there's a whole different world going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the picture on the video so you guys have an understanding, but that's basically what we were talking about, and it's like a visual representation, but it's basically exactly what Smith says, a lot of people, they have their own set of wisdom and information, their experiences, and they literally see life through that filter. So it's really hard to even debate them. That's why there's there's going to be always disagreements in politics, whatever, finance, cultures, everything, because people see life through their own lens, through their own sufferings, through their own growth and happiness, and there's going to be always conflict. It's a never-ending cycle of life. So I know you were single last year, I saw you. What's the situation now? And what are your observations in the 2026 and late 2025 dating situations from your experience?
Like dating, like market?
Yeah, dating market, like your experiences.
Well,
like,
this will just be like random ass beliefs. Like, dude, this is my first girlfriend. So you see what I'm saying? It's like,
you're in a relationship right now?
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
I have a girlfriend, but I can't. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the fuck is my first relationship.
Okay.
So it's like it's my first girlfriend.
Very first.
Yeah.
Interesting. How do you feel so far? Do you feel like it's holding you back? Do you feel like it's pushing you forward?
I think I don't know, bro. Like it depends on if your girlfriend understands the work and understands like what you're trying to do. So if your girlfriend's out like while you're working and like she comes up to you and is like, you always work, and she's nagging you and you can't get your shit done, then yeah, that's probably not the best person to be with. But it's like, I mean, what's the question directly is like, what do I think the dating market is?
Well, we're gonna get to that part later because I know like before you got into a relationship, I'm sure you've met like girls before her, you know, like
yeah, that's what I was doing like all last year, which is I realized how babies that was, and it was like that's so empty and that's like retarded, and then I fixed it. So now I don't really give a fuck.
I see. How do you feel like your focus levels? Do you feel like you're not distracted? Do you sense the need of like meeting other girls, or you don't care? It's just all work. And
well, I think it's just different. I think number one, you like it's just. It's like one of the most fundamental things in life. It's like you having a woman. That's like the most fundamental thing in life. If she supports you and helps you out and like cares and like, you know, understands your situation, that's a big thing, especially with people that are so busy, whatever it may be. Another thing is like, I mean, a lot of, like, I don't know, bro. A lot of people think it's like, I mean, I just think it's a fundamental thing of life.
It's part of it.
Yeah, like it's just not like it's not something like the way I met her was just through social integration. That's what I think the best. Like you can meet girls through Instagram, whatever it may be, but it's like at the end of the day, bro, it's like that's the best way in my perspective. It's just like meeting people through your social circle. But it's like people work for different people, bro. Like it's like I don't really know how to like. What was the question? Like what are the?
So there's like different people built for a different set of people because based on your needs, you need to pick someone based on your.
Oh, I mean,
lifestyle.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, some people are acceptable with things, some people need other things, but then some people, a lot of the things, some people are just too ignorant to grow and change. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
It's like if guys need to change too. Like, that's some of the most retarded shit ever that I've heard is like, I'm so alpha male, like, I can't change for my girlfriend. Like, bro, define change. If your girlfriend wants you to stop raising your voice when you're, you know, when you're like worked up about something or angry, let's say you get mad at work and you yell, she doesn't like that, then don't do it. Like you're changing. You're not like fucking fundamentally changing who you are and killing your business and becoming a little bitch boy, simp, whatever. But like, you see what I'm saying? People are so caught up in like, people will take that don't change for a woman to an extreme. And then and that's how you get to the whole point of like, I'm right. And then they just end up single and like fucking a bunch of random chicks. I don't know. I think the easiest sign of like somebody who's incompetent is somebody who measures their worth or validation through like the amount of women they get.
Oh, absolutely. 100%, bro. So flawed. Like I feel like nowadays it's slightly less, but I remember maybe when I was younger, maybe when I was like in 15, 16, 17, like that was maybe like about 10 years ago.
Well, dude, it's always.
Yeah.
Always it's like going to be around because that's like that's a fundamental of life. That's like women. It's like how much women can you, I feel like the difference nowadays is like your capability to do things. It's like if I
your impact.
It's not like your impact, it's just your resources, right? So fundamentals of life is like, what are my resources and how many can I get? So it's like if I pulled up to a $30 million crib with a Chiron and I have infinite money and I have infinite time and I can do whatever the fuck I want whenever I want, I don't need, like, I'd have a wife. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, but let's say even if I was single, if I had infinite money, which is like the resource in today's society, I still wouldn't go and date a bunch of random chicks because obviously the infinite resource signals that you can do those things. So it's like, I think a guy who is going to flex the amount of girls that he's gotten with or how many girls he's getting with, whatever it may be, that's him trying to signal that he can get the main thing that is like the most fundamental thing for men, which is women, right? That's him trying to signal that he can get it. But he's not saying it, but he's saying it because he knows that he lacks the resources to actually do it. If like I have a bunch of boys that are fucking rich, handsome, whatever the fuck, and they have girlfriends. I have friends that make $1 million a month profit after tax that are handsome, and they've been married for 3 years. If that guy was single, I know for a fact where his principles stand, he doesn't need to go get a bunch of random chicks because even without it, he has the resources to go do that. So those resources signal that he can do it. Not wanting something is the same thing as having it. Having all these resources is signifying to people, I can go do that. But it's like, You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyone who fucking sits here and flexes how many chicks they've got with is just being like, yeah, bro, I'm not as rich as I want to be, and I'm not as happy as I want to be.
Why do you think a lot of people rely on that to fulfill themselves, like fill that hole?
You're like leveling with retards. It's like, you go, like, bro, 30K in the bank, go finance an M3 comp or some shit. You're going to go broke. You're losing your money. You're cooked. But all the retards are going to be like, oh. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to, that's why I play, bro, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a car. I was getting my license last year in January, but then the fires in LA broke out, so I had to fucking dip out because, like, the power was going out and shit.
Yeah.
So that's when I just skipped the meeting, or skipped the appointment. But I don't even have a car because I play the game of business, not status. If I bought a car, I wouldn't promote it because then I'd be attracting retards. I don't want to impress poor people. I want to impress smart people. I don't care, like, rich people, cool, but obviously you're rich because you're smart, but I want to impress smart people that I respect. I don't care about validation from, you know, a 14-year-old. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same shit.
I feel like the way I see your content, you're very focused on the actual information and the wisdom that you're portraying out there rather than the lifestyle and the cars
because
and the physical things, you know?
It's volatile.
Yeah.
It's like, think about if you built your personal brand upon cars. M3, AMG, Lambo Perf, Amante, Aventador SV, SVJ, Hypercar, Koenigsegg, Bugatti. What's next, a jet? There's only so many things you can buy in this world. So if you build a personal brand on buying things, it's volatile. You can't buy everything. What are you going to go from the Chiron to the jet to the fucking island? No one cares. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like no one cares about you for you. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like I know the people that watch me, like, they care about me for me. Anyone watching this podcast clicked on it because either they watch you or they watch me and they want to hear more from me. And I feel like I think it was due time for a podcast because the people that support me so much, it is time for me to give, like, value to them.
Absolutely.
They deserve that shit. They deserve perspective on whatever it may be. So that's the biggest thing is, like, you build your personal brand upon finance or just like what you can buy, you're a fucking idiot. You're going to go broke. You're going to lose all your followers. No one cares about you. So, or it's being solely entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like Togi is a great personal brand. He gambles all of his money. He makes it entertaining, but even if he was broke, he'd still make it entertaining. You know? Like he lived in like the middle of fucking nowhere called Steamland, and that was such a fucking entertaining video. And these guys were like thinking of business idea. It was just the chemistry. His personal brand will never die. Someone who builds a personal brand upon buying cars or buying watches or whatever, you can only buy so many things. You're going to die out.
It's who you are.
It's who you are. Yeah. People are going to watch this for who I am, not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's because if you're trying to use the physical things, the material things, you're playing like a game that's never ends.
Sorry to cut you off, dude. It's also like a thing, and it's a personal thing to where it's like I don't necessarily care to be validated for my resources. I care to be validated for my competence. I don't care if people clap for me because I'm rich and I can buy a bunch of things. It's like if you do the fucking math, how many like if you could like just guesstimate how the minimum amount of money I make a month for how long I've been doing business, whatever. That right there shows that I'm rich, unless I spent all my money. But it's clear I don't spend all my money. If I spent my money, I'd obviously show it. I save, I invest, I don't really spend money like that. So you could just put two and two together. It's like any competent person can tell that I'm still rich or I'm rich without showing it, right? Or wealthy, comfortable. I don't want to sound like a douche, but I'm comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be validated for my resources or my money. I want to be validated for my competence. And that's what you want to be validated. That comes down to what you do. People who buy cars and post them, they want to be validated for the resources and wow, he's so rich. I want to be validated for this guy's giving value, this guy's smart. I want to be clapped for competence, not for resources. Does that make sense? Or capability.
Absolutely.
So that just comes down to person, but I guess I just happen to fall into one that's more longevity, is less volatile. So
yeah, and it's a smart way because you literally have no competition because there is only one of you. Because if you're trying to play the game of cars and watches, there is like thousands of you, millions of you.
Yeah.
But if you're playing the game of showing who you are, what you provide to the market by your skills, your expertise, your competence, you're irreplaceable.
It also comes down to like inflation of certain things, right? So I think the things that I talk about necessarily, especially on Instagram or YouTube, are a higher barrier to entry to do.
Yeah.
So the knowledge, the skills it takes to, the knowledge itself, how to get that knowledge, pretty fucking hard to get that knowledge. It takes a lot of time and like exertion, like actual effort to get that knowledge. It's high barrier to entry. You have to know a fuck ton of things and speak to a fuck ton of people. If I can go to Switzerland and sit down with people that have done $500 million with, you know, whatever businesses or this or that, if I can go to LA and meet up with like a billionaire, I'm going to get a lot of value, but people don't go and get the value. See what I'm saying? So it's the actual physical exertion or the effort, the higher barrier to entry knowledge to get, and then how saturated it is. No one cares. People, it's much easier to go buy a car and finance a car than it is to, like I go buy SVJ, easier to get an SVJ than spend a year working on myself. See what I'm saying? So it's the barrier to entry, the knowledge is higher. But if everyone on Instagram and YouTube started talking about the exact same stuff I talked about, then I'd have to switch. So it's like, how can I position myself different? This is just personal brand sauce. How can I position myself differently in the market of personal brand by being myself and getting across value? People fuck with you when you change their life. People don't care if you have a car.
100%. I feel like you position yourself in a very interesting way because I know you connect with the younger audience because you have that funny side to you, but at the same time you're providing a lot of high level value that it gets a lot of people who are way older than you that their attention.
But it's also both. It's also the younger people that see this guy's young, but then I give that kind of value.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? Like I don't talk about my age on. I just turned 19. I don't talk about my age too much on socials. Just because I don't think it's like, it should be and this is just like a personal belief system, which maybe it could be a limiting belief, but just through, I know how the world works. So like if I go to people and I'm like, hey, I'm 19, I shake their hand, then they're automatically going to discredit
their
everything.
perception is different.
I met a guy at my gym. He owns 17 houses in LA, 4 cars, very well off guy, very well off. And he told me, yo, if you're watching this, bro, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. He calls me up on New Year's when I was in LA. I was like, yo, bro, let's hang out. He was drunk from the night before. He's like, honestly, bro, when I met you, I was like, who the fuck is this guy, bro? Like, who the fuck is this? And he's like, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like you. And I heard how old you were. And I was like, oh, damn. So how old you are, and I digress. If I tell people I'm like, hey guys, welcome back, I'm Smith. If you don't know who I am, I'm 19. 19, lack of wisdom, discredits the value.
Yeah.
People are going to do that. So it's just a personal brand play. It could be a limiting belief, but I know how the world works. So it's like, if there's someone watching this, it's like, oh wow, this guy's 19. If I said I was 19, if I said I was 15 at the start of this podcast, people would discredit or devalue the things that I have to say. That's just how the world works.
Yeah, as you were talking about before, it's just the way they filter the world, like, oh, younger age, less experience, less competence. But I'll be honest, I met 40-year-olds, 45-year-olds that their mindset is just 15 years old. So at the end of the day, yeah, age maybe plays a factor, maybe in some other countries or just for some people, but in general, you might have experienced life at like 5x speed.
Because it's just competence. And it's like, yeah, I mean, but it's no shame to them because like you make generalizations, right? Yeah. So if like every guy with a red shirt punches you in the face, you're going to fucking avoid people with red shirts. Yeah. So you meet most 15-year-olds, they're going to sound retarded. But if like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, most teenagers are going to be kind of incompetent, don't have life experience, whatever it may be, but I'm not going to get across, I've done all this stuff, listen to me, I have value. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's just, I'd rather just, not tell them and then they find out whenever.
It's just pattern recognition, human nature, you know? But as you said, like during longevity, if you just keep providing the value and showing your expertise and the competence, the trust is going to be there.
Yeah.
I know like you've been pushing your personal brand really heavy, and it's an asset nowadays that personally for me, I even experienced massive benefits. Like I've met like really, really interesting people that I never thought I'm going to be in certain industries, and I never had interest to be in those industries, but thanks to my personal brand, I got connected to them. I've been like business partners with them. So it's very, very interesting how things play out just because you decide to put yourself out there. So what's been your experience with that?
With personal brand? Like the benefits?
Yeah.
Cars. People are like, yo, if you want a free rental, let me know, I'll hook you up.
That's it?
Well, it's like, bro, I mean like, as far as things, it's just an asset to have. It's like the benefits I could push for more benefits.
Yeah.
I could have landed at LAX and I said, who can hook me up with a Maybach right now? And I would probably have somebody drive a Maybach to LAX with a chauffeur, pick me up for free.
Yeah.
But I don't really care to do all that kind of stuff. So it's like the benefits I've experienced are just like helping people and then getting the validation for my competence, which is something that I obviously care about. Because if I didn't, then I wouldn't fucking make content talking about things. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I could do a lot of things, but it's like there's a million things you can get with a personal brand. Free shit is cool. I don't know. It's just like meeting people is cool. People respect you.
So I know like you're very, very straight and like very clear with your message, with your content. Do you feel like it's been able to attract people that's like-minded to you? Like actually personally in your life that you're cool with them, or it's just mainly content?
I think you just meet a lot of people and then you end up being cool with people because of it. I don't think it attracts the right people. I think it attracts a lot of people, and then through the sheer volume, you meet the right people.
I see. So it's just volume over.
I've been to a lot of dinners.
Okay.
So that and then you just meet like, oh, I fucking like this guy.
Okay.
Like I'm sitting with a guy here. I got in a pretty bad fucking car wreck a month and a half ago, and 3 in the morning, he should be asleep, but I don't know why he was up, but he was fucking up, and I was probably an hour and a half away, and he goes, "Yo, if you need anything, I'll pick you up. I'll drive you back to." This was in San Diego. He said, "Yo, if you need anything, I'll fucking like anything you need, bro. Just call me. Let me know. Are you good? Are you safe? Where are you at? I'll drive you to LA if you need shit like that." And I was like, "Oh, okay. This guy's cool. This guy that shows the character."
Yeah.
So like that's there. You see what I'm saying? But that was just through meeting a lot of people.
I know organic content is very, very massive for you, and I know you said you never ran ads, right?
I've ran ads.
You ran ads, okay.
Not to personal brand, but yeah.
Okay. How do you feel like people can actually generate the most amount of traffic for their personal brand? And I'm going to do like a little pivot to businesses, but for now, just let's stick to personal brand.
The most amount of traffic?
Yeah, how can you make sure you stand out and also bring the right people to your brand?
Okay, so I was gonna ask that. I was like, do you want traffic or do you want intentional traffic?
Yeah, intentional traffic.
So it's about intentional traffic. It's like if you want intentional traffic, you have to have an intention with the video you create. So it's like with me personally, right? When I sit down, a lot of it's just kind of like pattern recognition or like just like posting videos. So it's like same message, different variables. But then, so the only thing that I would really say would just be like, I'm in this niche of people and they follow me through the content, whatever content that this piece of content is, you know, get 2 million views, get 3,000 followers from the video. Those people are going to be in that niche of that video. But it's like, I can get technical with like how to format the messaging and the different variables within each video by studying the retention of watch time and the skip rate, all that shit. But I can't do all that now. But as far as, it's just intentional traffic, bro. It's like, who do you want to follow? You make content for that person.
It's like, how do you reverse engineer that?
Well, so I did a video that did 1 million views in a day, and it was never trust a man, or I hate men that say I don't pick sides. I took that from my one friend that I know, 30,000 followers on Instagram, smaller account than me, got 700,000 views. It's like, all right, that's an outlier of a message. So outlier for him. I decided to change with a different concept of just a video that I thought about. So I just thought about this new concept I could do, because you go viral for concepts, not content. But people like creativity, algorithms, people see something new, they're like, oh, I like that. So they follow. And that's just my entire personal brand is new concepts. But basically I saw that proven message. I used proof of concept, so I'm already viral. Sat down, recorded the video, used a popular sound so it's familiarity. People like it, algorithm likes it, post that, does 1 million, double the fuck down. Post 3 of those a day, every single day. And then I had yesterday posted one afternoon, it's at 250,000 views now. And I posted that one, did 1 million views in a day, posted 2 more. Those had kind of okay 50,000 views. Then I did 1 mil, 2 mil, 1 mil, 800K. And it was just last 4 days, we've grown like 25,000 followers.
It's crazy, really good.
Something like that.
So,
but a lot of people can just check my page out and like see.
Yeah. I like this one sentence you said. You said people like concepts, not content.
Well, you have to have good content,
yeah.
Right? But like, if you have the most amazing message, but you're sitting in a podcast studio, you're not gonna fucking go viral. Podcast, it's a new concept. Why did the talking like in the podcast rooms? Why did that pop off? Because it was new. Why did my personal brand pop off? Because I did the webcam, the shitty webcam with the Miro videos, whiteboard, super raw, value-based. That was new. Why did my notebook videos pop off? Because it was new. Why did these new videos pop off? 2 new concepts at the same time. New. Novelty. I always say, don't fall into novelty bias. New is not always better. Because yeah, sometimes that's fucking true. With social media, new is always better. I'd much rather watch a guy buying the first Chinese EV supercar than buy a Koenigsegg or a Bugatti or some shit. It's new. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So
the shock value.
New is always better. But concepts be concept. You have to have good content. So that's why it's like the podcast clips, they worked. You know, like it's just different kinds of content that are going to be working better than others.
Okay.
And this shit is not going to be forever. I can't base my personal brand around a concept. But you see what I'm saying? The concept itself goes viral.
And your main strategy right now is just to get inspiration from the content that's already doing well and kind of twist it in a way that fits your narrative and your personal brand and just post it.
Yeah, I mean, like, luckily enough, I just did. I mean, it's like I'm not gonna go look at soccer videos and then you know what I'm saying. But it's just like that kind of stuff to where it's like, okay, I see what's working in the niche.
Things related to you,
literally.
Okay.
So yeah,
I see. What do you think? This question has been in my mind for a long time. Do you feel like the way, the places you go, the background that you have, the outfits that you have, those things play a factor of bringing the right people into your page or having the right impact? Because I've talked to some people that they focus on making sure that their aesthetics is always on point. Their
well, that's
background.
not them. I blew up initially because I was recording off a fucking $90 Logitech webcam using OBS, which is a free screen recording software at my mom's house.
So you're saying that background and those things don't really play a huge factor?
Well, yeah, if there's fucking retards out there that are like, this guy's video is aesthetic, I should follow him.
Yeah,
you're gonna get those people, but the people that follow me don't give a fuck if I'm in a mansion, in a Rolls, in a fucking hut in Africa. They will still, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. So it's like, you want to focus on backgrounds. It's like, I need this. It's like, yeah, bro, show me your concepts. Like, they're not creative. That's a big thing, bro. Motherfuckers who aren't creative just don't get anywhere in life. Like, that's why school cooks you, because school cooks all your creativity. It's like, life is not math. In life, 1 + 1 could be 35. Life is not math. You have to be creative. You have to have new concepts. You have to be new content, new, different, like this. Like, it's like, like, you see what I'm saying? It's like the equivalent to say, I'm gonna be a musician, but you make the same fucking song every time. It's like, that's why those people get nowhere, bro. So it's like, Kanye's the fucking best artist ever because he's new and he's like makes new shit. He's creative. He creates things.
Yes.
So if you're a personal brand, your shit's cooked. You're fucked. It's volatile if you're just not a creative person. Some people are born with shit, dude. Some people just aren't. And that's like a harsh period in life. It's like, dude, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, no one gave a fuck to be in online business because it wasn't glorified. People thought you were a fucking loser. Oh, you're a high school dropout. You're a fucking loser, right? People still think that. The moment being a high school dropout is like the cool thing, people are gonna fucking start dropping out of high school when they shouldn't drop out of high school. So it's like a lot of people who are in online business should not be in fucking online business because they're doing it because it's glorified, not because it's for them and it fits their archetype of human. Some people are fucking more archetypal to go fucking feed elephants in India. Like, go do that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Some people are meant to be musicians or artists. Some people are meant to be freaks in nature athletes. Like fucking, God, what's that guy's name? Something Metcalf, bro. You know what I'm talking about? That fucking football player that hawks on dudes? He's like,
NFL.
no, he's like 6'3", 250 pounds. He runs like super quick. If you're watching, you know what I'm talking about.
Nah.
Like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Like fucking, that guy was meant to be a fucking athlete. It's like, you see what I'm saying? But some people are doing it for the glory. And that's why motherfuckers get nowhere. Same way that some people are meant to be an athlete. Like Ronaldo or fucking Tyreek Hill or fucking Brady or whatever. Some people see, I want to get rich and have money and be famous. And I think the sport is fun, so I'm going to try to become an NBA player. Enjoy the G League, bro. Like that's literally what it is, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, you're dedicating it not because you like the sport or you're meant for the sport. You're dedicating it because you want the outcomes or the things that come with it. People get the personal brand because it's fucking actually like, oh, there's so many benefits to it. But then they don't want to do it for inspiring people, providing value, helping, anything like that. So it's like they're doing it because they want the benefits that come with it, not for it.
Yeah, they're doing for the outcome, not the process.
And that's everything with life.
Yeah.
The same with business. People want to do business because it's glorified, not because they want to do business.
Yeah, I think that's where those X Factor people, they get the leverage is because they actually fucking love the process.
Dude.
So they smoke everyone in the competition.
Imagine, okay, the best way to look at it is, would you still be doing what you're doing if you couldn't tell anybody you were doing it?
That's a good fucking question.
That's the biggest, is like, would I be doing online business if I couldn't tell everybody I ran a marketing agency? Would I still be doing personal brand if I couldn't tell people I do social media? Would I still be, an NBA player if I couldn't tell anybody I was an NBA player? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
would you still be doing what you're doing if you couldn't tell anybody you were doing it?
Very good question. Yeah, a lot of people, as you said, they're focused on the outcome, on the validation rather than the process and actually
enjoying it.
Yeah, enjoying it, literally.
Yeah.
Do you feel like following your passion and that internal desire is basically a God-given gift, like for us, basically to just follow it and thrive. Because a lot of people, they say, don't follow your passion, don't do this. And I think they misconstrue like what's actually meaning. They feel like passion is basically the same as chasing dopamine and chasing.
Well, you have
feelings.
things you like. I have
Yes.
things I like. Those
Yeah.
are my passions. I don't make it my life. I think some people are able to. So when I say, would you still be doing what you're doing if you couldn't tell anybody you were doing it?
Yeah.
A lot of people would still do it because they want the outcome. So when you want something, okay, here's the thing. And it's not bad to only do something for the outcome, right? Because if you want the outcome bad enough, you'll make it fucking happen. There's how many athletes have not given a fuck about the sport, but did it because they want to be rich and famous? Dude, plenty of them. You see what I'm saying? Look at fucking Dennis Rodman. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
Like-
Basketball player?
Yeah.
I think I have.
But this guy, you know, I probably enjoyed the sport as well. But it's like, you see what I'm saying here? It's like how many athletes retire and then keep playing sport. It's like that kind of situation. So it's like, I'm not gonna say it's bad. You can be successful as fucking business if you just want money and power, because you're gonna do the business to get money and power. So it's not me saying definitively you cannot succeed, but the guy that just likes the game of business will lap you. The guy that just likes to do business, good and bad, will fucking run laps around you. So that's it. Not to say you can't be successful, but the guy that just enjoys it will, like,
You have an advantage.
Yeah, the guy that wants to be the best fucking, you know, quarterback of all time, he's going to get a lot further than the guy who just wants to make some money playing football.
So when you were starting in your journey of business, do you feel like you had that innate desire, or you feel like you had some sort of...
Well, I wanted
influence
freedom,
on it?
and freedom was a result of resources and having money, and then I got money, and now I'm, you know, so it's like I just did it for freedom.
Okay, so you went for the outcome.
I got really lucky. I went for the outcome, and then I ended up enjoying the inputs. I ended up enjoying the process. Does that make sense?
Do you feel like you started enjoying the process because you got good at it and you were persistent, or you already had that love and passion for the game?
I started out wanting to do it because it was glorified, and I wanted an outcome. Then I kept doing it, and of course you keep doing it, you get good at it, but then you enjoy learning, you enjoy actually doing it. So I got some pretty lucky cards on that aspect. But yeah, it got to a point where it's like, dude, good and bad, I fucking love the game. I do it for the game. I play the game of business, not status. You see what I'm saying?
So it felt aligned for you?
Huh?
It felt aligned for you?
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
With content, I noticed just it can be like a double-edged sword, because you said sometimes you got to bring in new concepts to the market, and for me, I was like, what I can bring concepts that already work to a new market, right? So I'm big into self-development, mindset, all those things. I'm like, what if I bring that style of knowledge and wisdom, esoteric wisdom, to my culture, right? And what I noticed is that, as I said before in the beginning, a lot of people, when you say certain information, it just goes from this year to that year. It doesn't register in their brain. And when you feel like, when you're bringing new information to a new community, they feel like it's outside the box, so you automatically get backlash or it doesn't get accepted. And my question is for you, this is like a question for you. I want you to give me your perspective. How can I maneuver through that situation in order to be able to have the right impact on people? Because I'll be honest, like I don't think you know this part, but I literally had hate pages about me locally, right? I did an event with my business partner. We brought in, we tried to bring in like a new concept to the new for people, like make things interesting, bring like social groups for people, but there was a huge backlash. They were saying I was charging people $1,500 to get in the community, which was free. Crazy lies, bro. People literally paid these AI pages to make videos about me. What's your perspective on that, and what would you suggest to me?
How much do you care about your people?
A lot to go through that. A lot to go through.
You care a lot. You want to
Yes.
help out the Armenian community?
Yes.
You could always tell people what they want to hear a little bit, but then that would kind of be against. So think about it like this, bro, is you're going to have to go through this to tell an ethnicity and culture of people what they believe is wrong. Because that is built into their ethnicity and culture.
Yep, I don't disagree.
Like, do you see what I'm saying? That is one of the hardest things. Like, is that your mission? That's the hardest fucking mission I've heard anybody tell me. Like, that is, you see what I'm saying? It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, bro. It's like, imagine trying to tell, like, Like that's why because let's say Muslims, right? A Christian man wants to convert a Muslim man. The Muslim man dedicates his entire life. He's fasted. He's done His parents, whatever the fuck, they were all Muslim, and they centered their lives around that. You could try. Maybe some people would, but that's a hard thing to do, bro. You're trying to, like, you're just actively going against this entire ethnicity's beliefs that are like ingrained to the culture, which is a pretty fucking strong culture, bro. I know a lot of Armenians. You guys are.
Yep.
So it's a little bit rough, man. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's gonna be fucking hard, bro.
Yeah. You know, all those things that I started the community because I have like some long-term goals that this community was built for that reason. But I think a lot of things that I knew it's gonna happen, it happened, and maybe I created because of my beliefs.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of betrayals within my community. There was a lot of people just not standing for the mission. And maybe it was maybe I was the problem because I didn't highlight it enough. I didn't push it hard enough. That could be also a reason I'm not naive to it. But I also understand that there's like a lot of people that actually fuck with the mission. They actually like the message and the things I'm portraying. So that's why I was curious to ask you this question because I know you're pretty wise and you have like good stuff. So I'm like, what would you
Maybe
recommend?
what you could do is just go very broad. Because if you're going after like a specific market, it's going to be very hard. But if you for example, right, you're going to get a lot of, think about it like this, right? Conor McGregor didn't do UFC or he didn't start MMA to put Ireland on the map for MMA. But he got famous and he was Irish and he represented Ireland, in turn putting Ireland on the fucking map. So you have to frame it differently as far as I'm going only after Armenian people, go broad and then represent Armenia, and people will like you because you're putting Armenia on the map. Does that make sense?
I see where you're
You had
saying.
1 million followers, you're repping Armenia, people are gonna at least hear you the fuck out. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. You know Arman Tsarukyan, the fighter, UFC fighter?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like that route, like collabing with a lot of people, like actually doing something big, put the country on the map, and then use that to impact.
Exactly. And people they don't like you don't like Arman because he's a good fighter. If he was black, you wouldn't give a fuck, right? You like him more than you like Israel Adesanya, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why? Because he's Armenian.
Yeah.
Irish people like McGregor because he's fucking Irish. So it's literally that, dude. It's just like go broad, and you see what I'm saying?
A lot of people told me that. They're like, go broad. They're like, don't only make content for Armenians.
Well, yeah, like because theoretically, what you're trying to do is shit that has literally started wars, i.e. the Crusades. Like, that's fucking hard, bro.
Yeah.
That's like a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So I think if you're gonna go for highest leverage, push broad, put Armenia on the map, represent, talk so highly of your people will hear you the fuck out.
I like that how it sounds. I'll go that route for sure.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me bring it slightly back to business. I know you said that you do organic dropshipping, correct? Okay. How do you bring in the right traffic to your page? I know you said the word high converting traffic, correct?
I think
What was the word?
high leverage.
High leverage traffic. There we go. High leverage traffic. How do you get that high leverage traffic? Can you expand on that?
How to get high leverage? Well, it comes down like, okay, well, you need.
What's your strategy behind it?
You need traffic to sell anything. So how do you get traffic? Because paid ads, you're still getting traffic, you're just paying for it. So like, it depends on what you deem as leverage. It's like time and money. So it's like, okay, you just come to the conclusion, right? So it's like, okay, I can either spend more time, make more margins, or spend more money, and then make back the lost margins through, volume. Does that make sense? So like for some people, paid could be the move. Some people, organic could be the move. It's like what you define as like high leverage,
Okay. What are some sauce that you can share with the people that are doing dropshipping, especially organic dropshipping, that has helped you get the best results?
Be very critical of like your own creatives. So it's like record, like, and like when I say being critical, it's like a cool down period from when you record. So it's like you watch your video that you just made and edit it, it's gonna look good, and then tomorrow you're gonna look at it. Like you look at your creatives you posted 2 days ago, you're like, wow, that's kind of shit. I could improve this. So record, edit, sleep on it for a day. Always record creatives today for tomorrow. That's like a big thing. It's like be critical of it, break it down, improve. Same concepts, different variables. So it's like the exact same concepts that work for other people, but different variables, different background, music, like identify why it worked, take out, so that's like, okay, why did it work? Controversy, caption, background, music. Let's say, that's kind of like everything. Okay, let's just say controversy and caption. So controversy and caption, not the concept, not the background, not the music. You take why it worked, the controversy and the caption, then you take that to another video, but you do a different background, music, and concept. You see what I'm saying? Same concept, different variables. So like that's a big thing as well. Like if you can identify why it worked and make it better, then you're gonna do better. You see what I'm saying? What else? I mean, it's kind of hard to just like spitball like rule of thumbs for organic, you know? Because I feel like anyone who's watching me kind of knows the in-depths of it. So,
okay. How do you actually position the video in a way that really do you feel like makes sense for the viewers to buy it right there, like when you post the videos?
Make it product aware.
Okay.
So let's say you're running a value product in a niche, like okay, so you have like, I made this formula in a YouTube video, just off the dome. It was like, value equals longevity, niche equals volatility, and wow equals virality. So it's like if you can have a product that solves a problem, aka providing value in a specific niche, so you solve a problem for specific people and it has a wow factor. So you have a product that solves a problem for a specific person in a specific way that's cool. That's the best product you could ever have, ever. And that is basically going to be like, which is kind of like a unicorn product, but like if you did creatives for that, what was the question?
The question was, how do you post enough
for example, you make it like that's the best case scenario.
No, I was gonna say like the goal that I was gonna say is that do you straight send them to like a website, or you do actually take time to nurture them or to make
so it depends on the product, right? If you're saying, and I talked literally about this on like a coaching call before you came, it was, okay, yo, should I add more friction to my website and identify the USPs? He was running a niche product. I said, well, that doesn't necessarily make sense. I would just say have your homepage as your product page, because at the end of the day, if you're running a value product, you'd have to get the USPs across. USPs is a unique selling point. So if you're running a value product, it's probably gonna be higher ticket. You probably have to sell people and take them down. Here's what your benefits you're gonna get. The before and afters, dream outcomes, whatever. Value, you don't wanna sell processes, you wanna sell outcomes. So basically, you're not going to sell people like crazy on a niche product. They're going to buy it because it's in the niche, not because it fucking fixes their life. But if you're selling something that fixes their life, why do you go to a fucking car dealership and ask about all the miles and how much it gets per gallon, top speed, whatever? It's because there's value. You got to see the USPs on the fucking car, you know? So it's like same way you'd probably have a little bit more friction to purchase a value product opposed to it being like a niche product.
Okay. And this is for your industry. Do you feel like the website itself makes a huge difference, or it's just mainly content?
I mean, bro, yeah, website makes a difference.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have a good it's just like a good or bad website. You know? It's like, yeah. I mean, like the answer simply is just, yeah, you can't have, like, you look at it like this, right? You can't go max out your skills for creatives. You can't max out your skills for sites. You can't max out your skills for conversions. I'd much rather have 7s across the board than 2 10s and 2 2s. I had a guy that did 100 million views in 2 weeks, in 1 week, and he barely made any money because his website was fucking horrid. Damn. He maxed out his creative skills and never made a website prior.
That's crazy.
I'd much rather have 7s across the board.
So I have 2 questions for you. First question, give us 3 key segments of a good creative and 3 important segments of a good website, like 3 aspects that you need to focus on.
A good creative and a good website. Yeah. We'll start with creative. Creative is concept, caption, and mostly would just be like concept, bro. Because like you can have, there's not like 3 things in like a creative that you need to have on point. It's like everything. It's like there's like 50 different factors that all come into one creative, right? That could be, you could just piece. You could take, I'm going to do controversy. Some creatives aren't controversial, but they go viral and they convert. Some creatives are super product aware and they convert. Some creatives aren't product aware at all, but they still convert. So it's like there's 50 different little things, and you can like, I'm gonna take this, and 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 now I have this creative. So you just have to do the right things and do it properly. If you take, let's say you want to do a controversial creative to split test that, okay, boom, controversial creative, bam, let me do this properly. Let me take a wow, like a very value-based creative that's product aware, let me do this fucking properly. Let me do a wow product creative that shows the outcome in a cool way, let me just do this fucking properly. So it's not like what things are important about my creative. It's like, is it a good creative? Is it a bad creative? You have the concept, you have the intention in making the creative. Did I do the creative properly? So it's not more so about things you need to have. It's like, I have this intention and this is my vision. Did I execute properly? That's the best thing. Websites, it's a different story. You could do, obviously I talked about it a little bit, like, value products that people down, like USPs, whatever. Create it, or with a website, it's like a big thing I talk about is like the 60-30-10 rule. So it's like, some people just make shit websites. Like I can tell someone's gonna crush because I always had good websites. I never had, like maybe my first store was bad. Every other store after that, it's a pretty solid fucking website. But that was just because I understood. Like I was in the market, I shopped enough online. Like I just knew it was good and what looked bad off of like graphic design. Like I feel like any person that's somewhat competent can make a good website, But like 60-30-10 rule, so 60% base color, 30% accent color, 10% font color. For example, I had a guy, 16, took him to 100K a month in 4 months. This guy, his 60% white, which is the base color, 30% font or accent color, which was red, and then 10% font color, which was black. And another thing is like you want to have everything contrasting. You don't want to have black on red, you want to have white on red. And you don't want to have, white on white or red on white, you want to have black on white, So there's just like, and that's obviously like that, you can have red on white depending on how dark the red is. But it's like little things like that, like rules is like make a contrast, have an accent, a font, and a base color, like shit like that.
I see. So from what you're saying, colors make a huge difference. Why do you say that?
Just graphic design reasons, bro. It's not like some fundamental, like you can break down like, oh, well, every banking app has blue in it because blue psychologically for every human is the most trustable color, right? And yellow brings joy and red brings energy and whatever. You could get that fucking specific, right? But it's more so just about like basic graphic design, how to make a nice site,
Purely aesthetic.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Because people are not going to buy from a site that looks ass.
That's fair.
Looks like a scam.
Yeah.
It's like trust. I say this sometimes, it's like you want to make sure you want to reduce friction enough to where your grandma can reach checkout, and you want to make it clean enough to where your mom trusts to put her credit card info into it.
That's a good way to think about it. As long as it's simple and easy to understand.
Yes.
Okay. What made you pick organic dropshipping over paid dropshipping, like ad dropshipping?
Shallow pockets, my guy. Shallow pockets. I had no money. I had $76 in my bank. I was too broke to even order a sample product. I bought a domain, spent $1 a month on Shopify, and I recorded my creative. I recorded my website. So I couldn't even order a product in hand. I literally set up my phone and I recorded my website to get like sales. And I made like $2,000 from that. Fuck ton of chargebacks because I would source from AliExpress. Then after that, I reinvested that money that I got to actually order the sample products, and I had like no stores pop off, no sales, no nothing. I even boosted it. I remember this. Account is still up. It's called Woolora, WOOLORA, something like that. Woolora, little bunny slippers, November 2022, Q4 product, and I boosted a post on that. It's still up. You can find that. And never got any sales. So it was just like I was broke as fuck.
I see.
But at least that carried over because I have a personal brand through doing organic for however fucking long. I understand algorithms and how social media works. So it's like, and it's like I'm going to keep growing. So it's like, the more I do personal brand, the better I understand organic content and algorithms. So Ecom grows. And then the more I do organic Ecom, then the more personal brand. So it's like, I get like, imagine working on 2 personal brands at once.
They feed each other.
You just get double the fucking knowledge or wisdom,
Okay, now I have like an interesting question for you. Now that you're making good revenue, do you think paid is better or organic?
Well, it just depends on like what you're doing. So I do like a lot of I have equity partners as well. So it's like one thing we're doing is like white label supplements and with like AI videos as well. I showed the guys in OOD that I can literally select like 3 guys in there like what we're doing. But I mean like theoretically, if my main, and I'm gonna be honest, if my main focus was go to like 5 million a month with Ecom and rip the fuck out of meta ads and scale and exit a brand, I do that. But I don't really care. You see what I'm saying? Like my focus right now is high leverage money. How can I build a personal brand, make money through that, obviously, get people in my, get people to be successful, take a percentage of that, scale and grow using my network, knowledge, influencers, whatever it may be, scale with them, take 20% revenue or 20% profit share of that. Now I'm able to make money through my personal brand, still do Ecom. So it's like also allowing me, and obviously like I still have my own hands-on shit that I'm doing now. But the goal is to where I'm like this, like not like shadow guy, but like I basically have this portfolio of like people that I have equity with. So obviously now I'm still like hands-on and I'm doing my shit. And it's like, obviously I'm not sitting recording videos, but it's still pretty fucking hands-on for me. But like the goal eventually is like funnel this. It's like acquisition.com. It's like personal brand with ecom and content, whatever. Get people to be successful. And I come to them and say, hey, if you want to do it, you can. If they say yes, take 20%, 15%, 10%. Obviously, there'll be benchmark shares, 7%, 10%, 15, 20. Then they can either choose me to buy me out of my equity, or I can just keep it forever. And then let's say that guy's go to $1 million a month. I get 10%. It's $100K a month. So it's just one of those little things that it's like I'm allowing myself to remain active in the industry. So let's say in 2 years from now, I don't even touch a store. And I'm just helping people out with my, the people that I have equity with. I'm still boots on ground in the industry, able to give advice, value, people insights on what we're doing, but I'm not in depth. You see, like, same with I know a guy who is in the agency space. He owns a part of 17 different agencies. Now he helps them and he runs them, but the fucking payment processors aren't under his social security name, like a social security number. You see what I'm saying? But he's still in-depth boots on the ground. So obviously right now, it's not where I want it to be. Like obviously I own 20 brands, all organic and doing retargeting, 100K follower, doing $1 million a month, bro. Like that's obviously a very long-term goal. So right now it's still like boots on the ground, not really like trenches, but it's like, yeah, we're kind of boots on the grounding it. We're still trying to fucking grow, obviously. But also putting energy into equity partners to have them grow and scale to where we can just kind of like, just take a little bit off the gas.
Okay. So on top of you basically running your own stores, you're helping other people basically build their own stores and you take an equity out of it,
yeah,
right?
I have people that come to me, one already in ecom. So I have people that are in my group that are successful and then want to partner with me. That's one. And then this is just how I get equity clients. Second is people that just see the personal brand, know that I do ecom, and then obviously like I do organic. So it's like, you're not gonna fucking believe the guy that has 10,000 followers that he says he does organic, right? I am the most followed person in my entire industry. Any organic guy cannot go fucking follower for follower with me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I am that organic guy. And you can see that through personal brand. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So super big proof of concept. Results is fucking there. I have people that are already millionaires. People have done other stuff in the past that want to come to me. They pay a fuck ton of upfront. And then we basically take like 20%, 10%. We'll bootstrap that, build that from scratch, and then work with them. So that's like the second way.
I see. Okay. So I have a question that I'm not really sure of the industry that much. How do you pick the platform? Do you do it just on all platforms or just Instagram, TikTok?
Instagram, TikTok really is like the only things that matter. Like what else do you use? Snapchat Spotlight, YouTube Shorts. It's just proven to not convert too much. It's like you could do YouTube Shorts because it's easy to do YouTube Shorts to get a fucking YouTube black. So.
Okay. And how's your experience been with TikTok ads? Have you ever used it?
Dude, I tried that shit like way back in the day. It did not convert. When I was like in ads kind of a little bit. This was like after I went broke, so I was like kind of trying everything, and it was like, people know my story, so I'm not going to tell that again. I went broke, I got rich again, or I was broke, I got rich, I went broke again, and then I made money again. So that's the TLDR. But I ripped Snapchat ads, bro. I did this 4-in-1 makeup pen, and I fucking ripped this James Charles creative, because he like reviewed that shit on his channel or something, because it was viral on TikTok like 3 years before like COVID, like 2019 it was viral. So I did that and I made a little bit of money. Snapchat, and dude, at the time Snapchat CPMs were nuts, dude. Crazy shit. Then what else did I do? Yeah, no, nothing else. No TikTok. I tried TikTok ads. I don't think I got my shit approved.
I have a question that's going to be benefiting the viewers and also personally for me because I'm a little bit selfish. How do you make the videos in a way that people actually fucking take action and either get your service or get your product, no matter you're doing organic dropshipping?
So for example, with that fucking makeup pen, right?
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna make money. I didn't make $20,000 with it, right? I was profitable on ads, but I was like also didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. But right, if you were to run a problem-solving product, right, a value product, right, at the end of the day, it has to be product aware, it has to be problem aware, it has to be solution aware. But the problem can be time. So doesn't mean that you're solving a pain, like, oh, my knee hurts and I'm selling a fucking knee brace that fixes your pain. The problem could also be time. So the solution you're selling is convenience. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the solution you're selling is convenience. That's the complete opposite. Like it doesn't matter. The value you're providing is not value or problem solving. It's time fixing. So that 4-in-1 pen is not like it's hard to put on makeup, but it's like I have to do all this extra stuff. It's not the best product. I'm going to be honest. It's not a crazy product. And I probably didn't even make like $5,000 with it, but convenience. So like if you're going to run something like that, it's going to be like, okay, are my videos product aware? If it's a problem solving product, is it problem aware? Is it solution aware? You see what I'm saying? And I have to show people that it's like incentives, bro. It's like same way, how do I get someone to follow me on Instagram? It's like they need an incentive. So it's like people, okay, this is also another thing, bro. And this is what I talk about a lot. People look at making money from step 1 to step 5. They focus on step 5. How can I make money on step 5? How can I make money? Not how can I fix step 1, 2, 3, and 4? So step 1, let's find a product. Fix this, now we got this. Step 2, let's make a site, right? So if you're going through the conversion mechanism of Ecom or anything for that matter, it's like step 1, let's make an ad and with a product. Number 2, let's make this ad have incentive. The goal is to not to get the person who sees the ad to buy. The goal is to get the person who sees the ad to just go to the site. Once they're on your site, then the goal is to get them to go to the checkout. And then, you see what I'm saying? So it's like the goal is to not one-shot motherfuckers on some meta ad. You see what I'm saying? Obviously depends on who you're selling to. But the goal is to not one-shot people. That's scarcity, whatever bullshit mindset. Your goal is to get them from go to scrolling, to stopping, to going to the site, to purchasing. So you have to focus on each little one opposed to how can I have a good hook and then I want money. It's like that's what people are approaching it as. Same with personal brand. How people are like, how can I go viral? Well, how can you get followers? The goal, and you want to funnel people, let's talk about personal brand or info, right? You don't want to focus it on how can I make money? How can I get people to see my content, follow from my content, get warmed up via time and volume, go to my landing page, opt into the VSL, watch the VSL, book a call, get liquidated. You're focusing on all these steps. You're not, how can we make money from my personal brand? It's, how can we convert? You're not converting from following to buying. You're converting from following to warming to opting in to watching VSL to booking a call to getting liquidated. Step-by-step process.
Very
People
good.
are so one-dimensional with how they make money. Because if you focus on proxy metrics, you're going to go way higher. If you focus on really good creatives and going viral and getting traffic, you will make more money, right? Now that you have the traffic, how can I make more money via making a good website, having a better offer, competing with pricing? You see what I'm saying? Different shit like that. So focus on proxy metrics that are going to make you a fuck ton more money.
So you're saying instead of focusing on A and Z, focus on the whole alphabet.
Focus on
A, B, C,
E,
D, F,
H, X,
everything.
P, Q, O, all of it.
Okay. Why do you think a lot of people only focus on the outcome? And it's not there, they don't think about the process.
Well, dude, you can get very far by focusing on the outcome. I got pretty far with focusing on the outcome, but then I also like switched my mindset of like, I need to focus on these proxy metrics that aren't necessarily making cash or liquidating an audience or a viewer or whatever it may be, but I'm changing it from, you don't want to go straight to liquidation. Same way you have a sales process, right? You don't hop on it's the same thing with sales. You don't hop on a fucking call and say,
Give me the
so
money.
here's the price, bro. Here's the payment link.
Yeah.
Right? You want to sign up. It's not something like that. You take them through a process. Intro, rapport, goodwill, make them, identify their problems, make them problem aware, solution aware, pitch, objections, objection handle, then they buy. You're not going, hey, what's up, bro? I'm glad you wanted to join, bro. Here's the payment link. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Everything is, it's a conversion mechanism. That's what a business is. It's gears and it's cogs in the gear that are moving. You see what I'm saying? It's not 1 to 5. It's your goal is not to get people to go to 5. Your goal is to get step 1 should be optimized for people to go to step 2. Step 2 should be optimized for people to go to step 3, and so on. It should just be different steps. 1 should be optimized for people to. People get what I'm saying.
Every step should lead to another one.
The step that the people are on
Connected.
should be optimized to get to people to go to the next step. Because eventually, if you get people to go down enough steps, they're going to be committed enough to fucking give you money.
How do you pick the product? What's your process behind that? I'm curious.
Well, it comes down to a million things, like judgment, bro. Like, for example, a lot of the shit, it's like people ask me, oh, when do I stop testing a product? It's like, well, that just comes down to your judgment. And you get the judgment through experience and reps, and then there's data, right? So, for example, you can have There's it's so many. I could talk about this shit for ages. I'll talk about 2 main points really quick. So number 1 is like data and judgment. How do you get that through experience, right? So if you're you're trying to find a product, whatever, maybe you're doing market research, product research, whatever, you find a product, you're going to skip 5 ones that are all winners if you spent like 10 hours doing it, but you've never done that before. You see what I'm saying? So you build that up through experience. Next thing is, as far as like some shit goes, you can go value or volume. You could use a value customer, and you can make, let's say, it's just like value or volume. Value, make more money per customer, increase AOV. Volume, get a fuck ton of traffic for way cheaper and increase and make up for those margins. You see what I'm saying? So you can make $10 a sale and sell 10 units, and then you'll make $100 off that. Or you can make $1,000 a sale and just sell 1. So let's say with the $10 product, you make $10 a sale, you sell 100. Boom, there's a band for me. You can make $1,000 per purchase, or you can make $100 per purchase and only sell 10. This is volume. Value would be like higher prices, making more money, your AOV's higher ticket, whatever it may be. Volume, you're relying on the sheer volume of traffic and sales you're getting. So one thing I talk about is like people changing their offer, right? Is, bro, my conversion rate's buns, bro, it's so ass, what do I do? I'm like, well, your offer sucks. Lower your pricing. And he's like, well, but my conversion rate sucks. I'm like, lower your pricing, more people are going to buy. And he's like, well, but then I'll make less per month. He's like, I'm going to crash out. He goes, I'm going to lose money on it though. Motherfucker, the more people that buy, you will get more people to buy, therefore making more money. You're making the money in the volume, not the margin. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So offers are super big. It's like people are so focused on a lot of this shit where it's like, I'm kind of one-dimensional thinking, where it's like, hey, if you decrease the price, let's say you had it at $20 and, you were getting like 10 sales a day. This is just super fundamental shit. I'm just going to put in an analogy. Let's say you're making $10, or let's say you're making, $10, you're getting 10 sales a day. So you're selling it for $20, you're making 10 sales a day. Lower that shit to 15, and you could get 40 sales a day because of the lower price. So the offer's better. Then in turn, that double, you only reduce the price by 25%. Or what is that? 15%? 25?
From what to what?
5 from 20.
That's
40, 20, 33%. No, 25%.
Even from
it's
5 of
25%. It's 25%.
Yeah, 25.
Duh. And I knew that shit. And you lose 25% on margin per sale, but you made back 50%. So you just increase your profit margins by 25%.
Why do you think people are so fixated on that big pay rather than actually?
Because it's just experience, bro. One-dimensional. If I go and talk to fucking Kashan about it, he'd be like, duh. Like, he knows what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's like just shit that you pick up and like you understand and you know. It's like you're never gonna know this shit. Like you can get it top of conscious by watching this podcast, but you're not gonna know it until you're like, oh my god, until you do it and see the result.
I know business is business. I know relationships, all that. It's part of life. But the person that plays that side quest of life is the person you are. You're internally, right? And I want to get like a little bit metaphysical in this, and I know you're really big on that. Your mindsets, your beliefs. So that's the next phase I want us to kind of touch upon. You've been really like creating a lot of good content about those topics, and I've been really like dissecting my own belief system recently too a lot, and I've been very critical of it. How do you know when to let go of a belief? Because sometimes we feel like something is holding us back, but in reality, it might be something that we need to get over in order to get to the next level, rather than something that's actually holding us back.
It's logic versus logic. So, people will, devalue the things that I have to say when I tell them I'm 19. Yeah, sure, that's not everybody, but I'm generalizing this.
Yeah.
So it's the majority of people. So that could be a limiting belief, but I go off of generalizations, which is logic. It's pretty logical to think that, right? Because that's the majority of people. Now, you could also sit there and let's say something is, you don't think you could do X, Y, Z. It's like, well, why do you think that? Like when I say people are going to devalue what I say, it's not a statement about myself. It's a statement about other people. It's their limiting beliefs that I'm pointing out. It's not my limiting belief. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's completely different. So when I say something along the lines of people devalue what I say because I'm 19, that's me pointing out their limiting beliefs. It's not a limiting belief I have about me. It's just a belief I have about the world. So, could be limiting, but it's like I don't lose shit. It's logic, bro. It's like, okay, well, do I lose anything from not telling my age? No. So you logic your shit down. It's like, I believe this thing about myself. Well, why? because this one thing. So you're taking these two experiences and you have this whole belief about yourself. People are controlled by their self-perception. Whatever you perceive yourself to be, we don't rise up to who we could be. We live down to who we are. Who we believe we are. Whatever you believe you are, that's who you're going to be. So you're not going to live up to this dream standard of a person that you think you could be. You're going to live down to the lowest version of yourself that you possibly can accept. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So people aren't like their highest version, most productive versions. They're the least productive that they'll tolerate, you know?
So you're basically, what you're saying is that they always fall down to their
You are
systems.
what you can tolerate. That is it. Most people.
How do you change?
How do you change?
Yeah.
You fucking raise the bar, bro. Raise the standard. It's like, for example, most people have been living in a pile of shit, but they're lived in it so long they're used to the smell of the shit. Comfort. So basically, you can either, like, how do people get out of it, bro? It's like raise the bar, but it's also think about, like, people use the cop out of, like, of comfort. I'll talk about this and another thing is, my life could always be worse. Well, your life could always be better. Your life could always be better.
Absolutely.
Like people are like, my life could always be better. So you're going to compare your situation to somebody with a worse to justify yours. There's some billionaire out there who just lost $1 million and he's like, well, I could be fucking poor. This guy's comparing his situation to your bum ass. And you're sitting here comparing yourself to some kid in Africa who just died because he couldn't eat for a month. So it's like your situation could always be worse, but it could always be better. So it's like, are you going to use the fact that it could be worse as an excuse to stay where you are? Or are you going to use the fact that it could be better to work to get there? So it's once you start chasing a better life instead of trying to justify it. You see what I'm saying? And then region-beta paradox. It's basically, there's like intolerable discomfort, and then there's like fantastic, tolerable, amazing joy, right? In between you have region-beta paradox. So you have this little finite line where all this is comfort. And most people are so okay with situations. So think about it like a relationship, right? Most people are okay in a relationship. They argue a little bit, they have these issues, but they're so okay. They're not really happy. Now, obviously, with those things, you work to get there, but this is just an example. Like, you guys can change and talk it out and fix it, whatever it may be. But let's say you're in a relationship. You guys have issues. You're not going to leave your girlfriend because she argued with you. You're not going to leave you're going to leave your girlfriend when she argues with you every fucking day, and the pain of leaving her is way less than the pain of her causing you bullshit. You're going to leave your girlfriend when she cheats on you. Because you have, psychologically, you've crossed that line of discomfort, and it comes down to the idea that your situation needs to get worse before it can get better. So that's what region beta paradox is. Most people are stuck in the okayness. They're stuck in comfort. Your life could be better. You're going to wait for it to get worse? So.
I see. So what you're saying is that they need to kind of go through the
you can either recognize what I said on this podcast, or you can sit around twiddling your fucking thumbs, wait till your mom to get fucking in a car crash or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally that. It's like, you will be raped by life. Like, seriously, bro.
You need to be burned.
Dude, it's like, you might have to blur this. Life will rape you. Some people literally just get raped all the time. But it's like, if you can just be better, do better, if you got resources and you're confident and you know things and you're a competent person, when you get raped, it's like you brush the rape off your shoulder. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you can put this on you. Can you blur that?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know, bro. I feel like people say worse stuff on YouTube because it's not like a curse word.
I don't know, bro. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'll find out
but
if I get banned or not.
Life will rape you. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, okay, do you want to, like, there's a funny joke. It's like, do you go to the gym to not be molested, or do you go to the gym to do the molesting?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there that's going to the gym to molest you. So you better train to be the molester. In turn, you won't get molested. Because the guy who just trains not to be molested is going to be a lot smaller than the guy who trains to do the molesting. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So do you want to work to just like
survive?
Do you want to work to survive or be somewhat okay when life rapes you? Or do you want to work to rape life? You see what I'm saying?
You either get
like when life hits you with some shit and you have so much money, you just don't give a fuck, and you're like, who gives a fuck? Fuck you. Fires in LA. Wi-Fi power's going out. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, let's go to fucking Miami. 52nd floor penthouse, 2 weeks, me and my boy fucking land. That is me raping life. Life tried to rape me with these fires and Wi-Fi and power going out. I raped it right back and I went to Miami. I was out for 3 months. Came back.
Nothing changed. So basically what you're saying is that either fuck life or get fucked.
People who think that the universe has like some path for you cut out never amount to anything, bro. Someone commented on Instagram, it's like, you had me till you said free will. It's like, that's why you're in my comment section, faggot. Like, bro, literally, bro, it's crazy. People think, oh, the universe has some path for me. It's like, you're just gonna walk around aimlessly. You're like a fucking boat with no sail. You know? It's like, God, it's a good analogy. God will steer, you row. You know, if you're in a boat. God will steer the boat, you just gotta put that work in, bro. He gave you this guys a podcast, he gave you guys a phone and Wi-Fi to watch this podcast, so what you do with this information is up to you. You know, he gave you to live in a first world country with a gym around the corner. If you're fat, you have the $30 a month to spend on it. If you're fat, that's up to you. God gave you the gym. He's not going to lift the dumbbells for you. But God wants you to do that. It's a blessing. Blessings are just depending on if you actually take them or not. You know?
Your ability to receive.
Yeah. Or like be resourceful.
Okay.
So.
Speaking of God, I know we come to this. How impactful is God, and how do you make sure that you include God and the principles in your life, in your business?
Well, I think it's just more one of those things to where if you, first off, and this is an entirely different debate, bro, about like what's the right religion. Are you Christian?
I was born into it.
But you believe in Jesus?
I believe in Jesus.
You guys see this live. Okay, so what do you mean I believe in Jesus in like the off tone? So
the understanding that I have, because I was born into a Armenian Christian family, I went to church.
You guys are Orthodox, correct?
It's
Armenian Orthodox?
It's similar, yes, it's very similar. And I was baptized. There's like something I forgot, that basically you pull the cross out the water, I don't know what they call it. But I went through all of that, and for me, I've been always a godly person. I feel like I have that innate supposed GPS system that God put me, like the moral system, the moral codes, that it's already in me, that like it doesn't let me to do fucked up shit. You feel me? And that's been my main guidance, that I've been able to follow God. And to be honest, I don't read the Bible very rarely. And I can't say I'm a Christian. I can't say I don't commit sins. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but to say that you're a Christian but you don't commit sins would be saying that Jesus died for nothing. Jesus died so we could sin. Yeah. Jesus died so we can repent. To believe that you have to be a perfect person would basically discredit everything that Jesus did for you.
Yes.
So when you say you're not a Christian but you believe in like Jesus, right?
Yes.
What does that mean? So let me ask you this. Do you believe, all right, was Jesus real?
Yes.
Did he die and come back to life?
Yes.
We all know this. Did he die for your sins? He died on the cross for your sins.
Yes.
You are a Christian. That is literally Christianity. Oh, Jesus died for my sins, and I'm a godly person.
Yeah.
You follow the Bible, right? Like whether you like it or not, your morals are aligned with the Bible, correct?
Yes.
You are Christian. You can sit here because you don't want to. Why do you say you're not Christian but you believe in Jesus? You think he died for your sins. You can say all these things. If you were a Muslim, it'd be a different conversation as far as like how to go about it. But you see what I'm saying? So why do you say you believe in Jesus? He died for my sins. He was killed and he was crucified, resurrected. Why do you say that you're not Christian?
The reason I don't say it because like I don't intentionally sit down. Like I feel like if I'm gonna be practicing something fully, I have to dedicate myself to study it properly, and I haven't done
Nobody's
that.
Perfect. I haven't sat down for 3 months and read the Bible cover to cover, right? So I didn't pray this morning when I woke up. It's not perfect, but I think the fundamental is you believe in Jesus, you know he was real. Scientifically, historically, he was real. Look up all the things. And he did die for your sins. To say that you are not Christian, Christ, right? That would just like, because you haven't sat down and studied. It's like you need to know all the stories and the parables in the Bible to really be Christian. It's like I guarantee you somebody has passed away and gotten into heaven, not because they read the Bible cover to cover, but because they were a good person, they had discernment, and they believed Jesus Christ was their Lord and Savior. Not because they read the Bible cover to cover with 8 million rainbow sticky notes hanging out the top. It's because they followed the Bible. They understood the fundamentals. They believed Christ was their Lord and Savior. And they had faith. And that's why they got in heaven. Not because they studied, bro. So whether you like it or not, you are Christian.
You were saying that no matter whether I read the book or not, I'm Christian.
Well, yes. Because you believe Christ is Lord. He's your Lord and Savior.
Yes.
And he was real. You have faith. So why do you reject the religion?
I don't reject the religion.
But like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so the reason I don't say I'm like Christian like that, because for me it's like saying, oh, I'm a gym goer, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a let's just say someone who doesn't fat, basically, right? For me to be able to confidently say that, I need to be able to fully be dedicated to the whole regiment and the whole lifestyle completely. And I feel like I'm not there. That's why I don't
there's so many subsets of Christianity, though. There's Catholicism, there's Orthodoxy, there's, Presbyterian. You have all these different versions of people that believe in Christ. But at the end of the day, do you think I choose to be Orthodox, I choose to be Catholic, you choose the wrong one, you're going to hell?
No, I don't believe that.
Exactly. So it's like, I think this is a limiting belief. I need to know all the knowledge and everything about this to confidently say I'm Christian. Okay, well, what if you didn't have to? I'm not saying you shouldn't, right? Because it'd be great if everybody read the Bible cover to cover and knew everything about everything, right? But I'm saying it is enough. What you believe already is enough. You believe Christ is your Lord and Savior. You acknowledge that he was real and you have faith. That makes you Christian. You're not putting the label on it because you have this self-set standard of knowledge you need to have on something to consider yourself Christian. A lot of people that don't know as much as me or you that are still Christian. There's a lot of people that know a lot more than me that are Christian, but does that make them better Christians than me?
That's a fair argument.
I think as long as you're spreading the word, then it's all good.
That's a good point.
If there was a fire upstairs, Kishan would come down and tell us. Right now there's a fire downstairs. It's our job to go and tell others. So that's the truth of it. Is if you believe what you believe, you're limiting yourself to not putting a label on it. Let's use logic to do this limiting belief. Do you think that's logical? Like, I haven't read the Bible, or I don't know enough about the Bible. Like, you know who Jesus is. You know the Shroud of Turin. You know about what he stood for. You know about yeah, bro. It's not. You see what I'm saying? So you're pretty safe, bro. There's a lot of people that wear cross necklaces around their neck and are terrible Christians.
Yeah.
And eventually in their life they're going to repent.
Yeah.
And Jesus will accept. He died so we can repent. He didn't die for our sins, and we're not going to not get accepted into heaven because we didn't read the Bible. So I think if we're talking about, like we were talking about earlier, with like limiting beliefs and breaking them down through logic, I don't think it's logical that you don't label yourself as a Christian because you haven't read the Bible.
I think the Bible is just only a small sector of what I said. I meant like fully
like practice.
Yes, fully.
What do you do that?
Like, I would say like sins, a lot of sins. I'll be honest.
So you think that because you sin too much, you can't be Christian?
No, I don't think that. It's just, I feel like if I'm going to be fully confidently say I'm this person, I need to be fully standing by the same principle.
Well, how do you become a new person? You tell yourself you are that person, and you become that person. I guaranteed you right now, if you sat down tonight in your bed by yourself, you got on your hands and knees for an hour, and you promised Christ, you wouldn't do whatever you're thinking about in your head, because I don't know what you want to tell on camera or whatever, but whatever you're thinking in your head, if you sat down for an hour and gave Christ your word, you wouldn't fucking touch that shit again. You wouldn't do whatever it is again. And you know what? Even if you do slip up, Jesus accepts you with open arms, bro. Dude, like, this shit's emotional for me, bro. Shit makes me want to cry on my mother right now. Like, seriously. Damn, bro.
No,
I'm not going to cry on camera, bro, but I feel like, fuck, dude. I feel like the presence.
I think it was meant for you to say this to me,
Yeah, bro. And I told him, I said, watch on camera. So, see it live. As soon as I got done saying that, I felt, I feel the presence of Christ, man. I swear. I didn't choose Christianity because I was raised Christian. I didn't choose Christianity because I, thought it was cool. I chose Christianity because I was an atheist, right? And at that point in time, I was an atheist because of logic, right? Logic. And then I thought about it and I got more information. I was like, it's way more logical to be Christian than it is to be atheist. Now, I'm not saying I'm Christian because of logic. That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then it slowly turned into seeing what the word can do, feeling the presence of Christ, spreading the word, spreading the gospel, and then on top of that, seeing how positively it can impact your life. Now, if it got exposed or whatever, the Bible was, there's like a contradiction in the Bible or whatever, fundamentally, I'd still be Christian. It doesn't matter. It started out as logic and now it's truth.
Yeah.
Faith. So, yeah. You want to rap or something?
What's up?
Should we rap? It's been a
while.
2 hours.
Okay, then let's end on this question. What would you recommend for someone that's been, living life in a way that's not most aligned with God and principles that it's been, taught in Bible?
Everyone knows what they need to do.
How would you recommend them to get closer to God? It's just like they need to.
Okay, well, number one is everyone knows what they need to do. So number one, would Jesus approve, right? Would the Bible approve of what I'm doing? You don't even have to read the Bible to know, bro. Most people don't even have to read the Bible to know what Christ wants you to do.
Yeah.
People know. So it's like, what would the Bible approve of what I'm doing? Most people already know, so don't do that. Pray. Obviously put the energy into, go to church, which is something I personally need to be better at, is consistently going to church. Another thing would just be praying, praying to God, reading the Word, spreading the Word, and just overall, I think being Christian is it's intentional based. It's very intention based. Yeah, you can repent, but there's some Christians out there that purposely do fucked up shit with the mindset of I'm going to do this thing and then repent after so it's okay. That just discredits your repentance. If you mistake and you mess up, you do something you're not proud of, and you really, really, really mean your repentance and you know you're truly sorry, that's real repenting for your sins. I think it's not like people think it's like some crazy in-depth thing, bro. It's like pretty fundamental, self-explanatory.
Just listening to that inner voice and sticking by it.
And be true to it.
Yeah.
Be honest. People say, I wake up every morning, thank you God for the roof over my head. Thank you for the friends. But you're not really, you don't feel the gratefulness when you're saying that. So it comes to intention, but that's
truly feeling that gratitude, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, what a fucking podcast, bro.
It's pretty
What a fucking video, bro.
Yeah.
Almost 2 hours, probably even more. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But bro, thanks for having me on. Thanks for coming on, and
of course, bro. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Yeah, likewise.